It's telling us that we are live. Hey folks, I don't know if you're tuning in yet. We're trying something a little different, not just the live stream, but how we're doing it. So, if by chance it seems a little off on our part, that's why.
Just let us know.
Just let us know. I don't know if it's even on my end. It shows that we're on the computer. It shows we're live, but yet I'm checking on my phone and it shows that we're not.
I got a notification.
Oh, I think we're
that
live.
My favorite channel
Are
is
we live now?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Oh, now we're getting people chime in. Let us know how my sound is and her sound. You see we're doing mics and all this, so it's a little different than we've ever done. And we need to kind of get your opinion of how it sounds. And, oops. Oh, my goodness. What did I do? There we go. I thought I pushed the wrong button. All right. Yes, now people are chiming in, and looks like we're live, I guess. For those of you that's never watched, well, I don't know what to tell you, but you've tuned in to the Prepared Homestead. My name is Travis. This is my wife,
Rivka.
And we really don't have anything specific to talk about tonight. We were just sitting around, and I said, hey, why don't we go do a live stream? And she's like, are you serious? And I said, I guess I am. Let's go try it. And so that's why we're here. There's a lot of people chiming in the chat room, and we'll get to some of your comments here in a little bit.
Thank you, Brittany.
She's a lot better at following because I'm trying to man all the technical stuff, and so she's gonna turn up your mic. Someone says that's what I was afraid of. The reason why I can't hear is because I'm using a new thing for the mics, and my headphones don't fit that, so I've got to get new headphones for us or something so that I can at least test the mic. So let me check here. All right, does that sound any better?
Is that any better? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We're trying to make this work. We are not the best at this, but we're working on it. I guess I just wanted to start off with we are having our local meeting September 18th. So if you have ever attended a local meeting that we put on, it's September 18th. If you've never attended and you would like to, we are in the closest I'll give you on YouTube is we're in Texas County, Missouri. And if you want to come to something in that area, not Texas, the state of Missouri, Texas County, you can email me.
Someone says it's better.
It's better. Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
And either my wife or I will respond to you and give you some of the details.
He says it's not a crisp sound.
It's not a crisp sound. Okay. Again, we'll work on the quality of sound. She's got a different mic, as some of you that know about this, and it's
so
just
is there a
not
difference between our mics? Like, is his okay and mine isn't? Just let us know. We're playing with it.
Yeah, on the meters that I'm showing, everything's looking pretty good.
Somebody says this is much better, and it's good to meet you too, Sundrop.
And so if you email us asking about the meeting, myself or my wife will get a hold of you, respond.
I typically answer toward the end, like when you're preparing the week before.
Yeah, because it gets busy
and we get a lot of questions, and I can answer those questions.
Yeah, yeah. The emails we are working on.
Sound is crisp.
Getting them better.
That's good.
Meaning that we respond, but it's a lot.
But someone says yours is better
Awesome.
than mine. Yours is better than
Yeah,
mine.
this is a better quality microphone. This was given to me by a friend, and we only had these, which are kind of cheap Amazon kind of microphones. And so he gave me this, and it's working real well. So,
and this was a gift too.
And yeah, and the soundboard was given to us. And so we want to get another one of these because it definitely has a better sound than that. So, anyways, but we get a lot of emails, and so that's why. That's why sometimes it's a while before we get back with you. one other thing before I guess we just do whatever we're going to do. I have sent out our monthly newsletter. So if you had signed up for it and you haven't received it, check your spam folder because it usually goes there or it can go there at times. So check your spam folder. And this newsletter, if you want to sign up for it, I sound a little muffled. All right.
But some people are saying that the sound is crisp and good, so we're doing the best we can.
The newsletter, anyone can sign up for it, and the sign up is in the description, probably not of this video because I haven't put it on there, but I will definitely add it to the description. But it's free. There's nothing sold. It's not even about this channel. The newsletter isn't really about us or this channel. It's about what our local group here is doing. And thank you, Strom Goodman. Thank you very much. The newsletter is about our group and about preparedness and homesteading in the Ozarks. So that's its main focus. But, like this month, I put in there some announcements for groups, activities in other states.
So he tells me that I need to learn to project your voice. And I'm like, does that mean like when I'm yelling at you? No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not used to it. He does this every day. I'm not as comfortable, and I don't know. I don't talk very loud in person typically.
Yeah, she has a soft voice, and so I'm trying to encourage her that, in a microphone, you're going to have to project your voice a little bit more.
Well, and I can't hear myself either, and I've never heard myself where you hear yourself.
Someone wants to know what your cup says.
Oh.
Here, you have to hold it up a little bit.
It's a Proverbs 31 cuppy cup.
Trying to get it where the light isn't glaring on it. So Brad had a blessed Sabbath, and we did too. It was a relaxing one because we have been just running ourselves ragged for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and even on our Sabbaths, even though we're not like working, but we've had them with others and stuff. So today it was just us and the family, and we did a lot of relaxing, which is not
a lot of Shabbatin.
Yeah,
that's what we call it.
Yeah, so it was kind of nice because it's just been almost every day. We're going somewhere, or besides what we're doing here at the homestead, and
no
on
minor
YouTube.
emergencies.
No more emergencies.
Children.
Yes,
They all got along.
They got along.
It was
it's
a
amazing.
good day.
When you have 9-year-old twins and a 14-year-old,
sometimes things can get hairy.
Yeah. And they're good kids. Don't get us wrong, but twins and a teenager.
Well, that's what people tell us.
Yeah.
But they don't see them at home.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, newsletter.
I don't ever yell, right, Travis?
No.
Never?
No, she's always soft-spoken.
With 9-year-old twins.
Yeah, they said imagine you're yelling at your kids, so. If you want to contribute anything to the newsletter, I'm working on little by little expanding it, so it's going to be kind of like almost a newspaper for prepper homesteader kind of thing.
I think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
I'm serious. Like I think I really enjoyed the way it looked and the way it was put together, and I appreciate good writing. So, and the person that wrote the article, I think that.
Yeah, there
not
was
the article. What is the lesson?
Yeah,
right? The teaching.
It
was good.
There's a gentleman that comes to our meetings, and he has his own prepper group. He's also a pastor of a church, and he contributed a lesson in it, and then someone else contributed a little article, and then we have another group here in Missouri. It's not a prepper group. It's called the Missouri Freedom Initiative, and they push Missouri lawmakers to stick to traditional, conservative, constitutional type of things, and so he's doing like a monthly column in our newsletter. So it's something that if any of you want to sign up for, you're welcome to.
So do you see that? I don't know if that's 2 different people, but you've got 2 sets
I have
of
twin 8-year-old boys.
2 times.
Oh my goodness.
Do you see that? So we're not alone.
Oh man.
Some people are feeling the same.
Yeah.
What is it? Strain? I wouldn't say it's pain.
It's interesting with them because you never know what day it is. You don't know if it's the day that they love
usually
each
one or
other and
the
are the
other.
best friends in the world, or if it's a day that they're the worst mortal enemies. It
And
just
they're
depends.
boy girls, so she
Yeah,
is
they're boy.
often the boss, and he is often the one kind of messing with her, like kind of being.
Thank you, Ron Foster.
Not hateful, but like boys, they like snakes in her boot. Not really, but worms and stuff. Mm-hmm. Stop it.
Yeah, yeah. So Ron Foster is a prepper author. If you would ever be interested in contributing to the newsletter, it's we don't make any money off of it. It's just a service to preppers. You can certainly email me. Let's see. Can you type in the comments my email address on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and...
I'm going to get online.
Or I guess I can. Let me get my cursor over here. There it is. I can do it right here.
Well, I got to...
Here.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to turn the volume down.
Here, I'm doing it right here.
Well, I wasn't prepared.
I know. I realized that. I thought you were.
Okay.
All right. So my email.
Now that you don't need me.
Sorry. There. My email is in the comments there in the chat.
And it's highlighted because you're the.
Because something like
you're
that.
You're the guy.
Right.
You're
right.
The yellow guy.
Also, at our local meeting, for those of you that want to attend or that's able to attend, we are doing a raffle. And we have some silver. Everybody likes silver, right? So this is a 1 ounce silver round. Let me get it out of here. And let me stick it up to the camera so you can see it. This one's kind of cool. Don't tread on me. And then we have 2 quarter rounds. And these are like Indian head quarter rounds.
Are you saving any of these for the other raffle? The online?
No. And then, let me get these out. We have 5 10th ounce rounds, and they're like the Walking Liberty style. So these will all be raffled at our local meeting, and then we are planning a little giveaway on this channel.
Yeah, because where'd we go last week?
Right, last week we went, making a mess here. It's a mess. It's a good thing the camera isn't picking up the mess I'm making. Last week we went to the Missouri Homesteading Expo. Here
and
in
while you were talking
the Ozarks
to
Homesteading
everybody,
Expo.
Ozarks. And while you were busy talking to everybody, I was going around and checking out vendors and trying to find things that I thought maybe some of you would like, the viewers, and making connections. And we're waiting on a couple of things that people might be mailing. And I think a T-shirt or 2.
Yeah, I think
from
so.
you. Like I designed we designed T-shirts. I designed a few T-shirts. And we're going to wait for a couple of those, I think. Or wait for the other thing from I can't remember the name of the person. But anyway.
Yeah,
I picked up some things I thought you guys might enjoy.
Yeah, some of it we bought, some of the, because there's a lot of vendors. You guys have probably been to these kind of things. And so some of it we purchased, and then some of it people donated or gave us a discount or different things like that.
If somebody gave something to us, and we'll tell you the businesses and stuff,
right.
But some of it's really kind of cool.
Yep, and we like to do that when we go to the Homesteading Expo. It's a really fun event. It's similar to like the one that we did back in May, but it's a lot bigger, much bigger. And so we'd like to get things
like,
into a
trading. Usually, like like bartering.
Bartering, no.
Yeah, but it's kind of got that feel.
It does. Their vendors are more specifically focused on homesteading, whereas we encouraged it this last time, and the next time we will, that it'll be more of just like an open market, swap meet, farmers market kind of thing. So anyone that
wants to know if you have footage from the event, and you did a couple videos.
I did. I put a video up, and then I'm glad whoever asked that, I'm glad you said something, because I did, and I put it on my Patreon channel, and I meant to turn around and release it. I meant to release it on Patreon first, and then release it on my YouTube channel, and I forgot.
Because you haven't been busy.
Yeah, I haven't been busy. So that will that'll happen. But I do have some footage of that too, and I went around and talked to people and all that kind of stuff. So
somebody says that, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That they didn't get the newsletter, and that they wonder if maybe Proton filtered it, but it's, I don't know, like maybe check your junk and trash, and if you don't, send us another email and we can check it out.
If you talk, I'm going to try to find, I can post a link that you can go and view it online. So just, you go ahead and talk, and I will.
Well, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Great to see you. Never got an alert. Happy that you're here.
Where did I put
We're as American as it gets. That's what someone says. That's a compliment. I mean, in some ways.
I guess so.
I guess it depends on, it's subjective.
Not modern American, hopefully, but but yes.
We were talking about that today, how
pretty normal.
How the
let's see. What did I here it is.
I like your thing.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I'm going to split the screen just for
it's not an emblem. It's a what's that called?
I made a little logo just for this.
Sorry.
Yeah, just for this. Oh my! That's
so he's gonna post
not the right thing.
the footage. Thanks for reminding us. It's been a little bit of a crazy couple of weeks.
So I'm getting ready to put a link.
The next meeting is on the 18th.
That's
Somebody asked.
Not it. Hold on. For some reason it didn't copy. So let me go try again. All right. We're so professional here, guys. We are the most professional, bestest ever. All right. I am sending a link through.
There it is.
That link should take you to
Bobby, he just posted it. It's right underneath your comment.
Okay. And then here we go. All right. So this is our newsletter. And this is our local group kind of logo. And this is our last, I always do a meeting recap. So the last meeting we had, this is it. And there's our pictures. Any pictures.
But the guests' faces are blurred out. So don't anybody freak out and worry about their privacy.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Any pictures we take other than the presenters, as long as they're okay with it, we blur out. I have software that blurs out the faces of people. Then we have the announcement for our next meeting. We put prayer requests in there. Anyone that has a prayer request. This is the Missouri Freedom Initiative and what they're doing here in the state. This is an article. Don't get paralyzed. And here's the lesson, a history lesson. This is really good. These are other events in the Ozarks that are prepper and homestead related.
Yeah, so if you have any events, please email us, and we're happy to.
And they really don't have to be in the Ozarks. Like this one here is in Georgia. And so you're welcome to. Then we have like a classified area, people that want to sell things or something. And then I just put little things in here, like here's an herbal tea.
Things that are like homestead related.
Yeah, recipe and, just
that's
a little
hey
funny
guys,
stuff.
That's the herbal calcium. Hey, go back. That's that herbal calcium tea that I talked about in the Rumble video. And I've gotten a few emails, but if anybody wanted it, just click on that link for the newsletter, and it's there at the bottom.
Yep. So anyways, that's what the newsletter is, and anyone is welcome to. If that link that I put in
also, hang on, can I say about the, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine.
But the herbal calcium tea, I just want to encourage people to do your own research because there were a couple of contraindications. I think that somebody had a blood disorder or a clotting disorder maybe, or I'm not sure. So just whatever condition you have or medication you're taking, please be responsible and do your own research.
Right.
That's all. That's my disclaimer.
Good. If you click on that link to take you to our newsletter, sorry, the camera's over here. Here up at the top, if you look at my little cursor, you can click on this little thing to join so that you just get it in your email all the time. So there's that. All right.
So you have a couple of people
I do,
here.
I see. So Brad says, came across your channel months ago. Praise God and thank you. We have a channel for spiritual preparation for the second coming. If you're welcome to share that channel. I mean, if you do a YouTube channel, you're welcome to. Thank you, Brad. Final countdown, thank you. It's getting closer to the end of the church age. I'm so thankful for you and all the help people prepare for the unexplainable evil that's spreading. Thank you. And then, this is Ron Foster again. Post link to Ron Foster's page if I would. Yes, Ron Foster, you're more than welcome to post a link
in the chat.
In the chat, as long as I'm pretty open. If you have your own YouTube channel and it kind of pertains to preparedness and homesteading, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind promoting other good things.
So somebody is asking if you can help them connect with other people in Minnesota, and the easiest way to find out is email us.
Email us,
and include like the words connection and whatever state you're in all caps, and it's easier. Guys, we get a lot of emails and we try really hard to read them all, and we can't even get to them in a day.
Oh yeah, like it's hundreds a day sometimes, easily.
Like we're not trying to ignore anybody, and sometimes they fall through the cracks. Sometimes they go straight to spam, and we occasionally check the spam folder. But we appreciate any feedback, and if you have questions, we try really hard to get to those things.
Right, and so what happens when you email us? Like this person here, and they're, hey, do you know of anyone up in Minnesota? What I've done in our email, I've created subfolders for every state, and so that email gets put into its appropriate state, and then we go through those other emails, and if we, I think you said this person, Minnesota, let's just say you're in Minneapolis. Hopefully not, because Minneapolis is not a good place to be, but let's just say that you are. So we go through the other emails from Minnesota in that file.
You'd be surprised,
and if we
though,
find
because
others, we can kind of connect.
Like very surprising states.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. In fact, some of the states that a lot of people would just assume that there's going to be a lot of preppers. Like, for instance, I had someone either in the last couple of days from Montana email. It's very rare that I get anyone from Montana contact. Maybe there's because they're all just super prepared. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But I get people. I've had in the last month 3 people that live in Hollywood, California, like the last place you would ever expect to.
In New York.
Yeah, in New York. I've gotten them from New York City and stuff.
And we don't judge because we know everybody has circumstances, and we just want to even if it's one step toward better, self-reliance or sufficiency or making plans for the future. Like, it's really important that, I don't know, we don't want people to not have hope. Yep. That's really our...
Tracy says she has a YouTube channel also. You're welcome to share it. I'm okay with that as long as it's appropriate stuff and pertaining to what we kind of do. You're welcome to. She's right. We don't judge. We know that. It's pretty obvious that Missouri's the best, and
don't tell it to my Texas friends.
But
they get offended.
we don't judge any of the rest of you.
And
I wasn't even born in Missouri.
Missouri has a very Texas spirit. Tell them,
yes, she does.
Spirit.
She's we may have talked about this at one point, but definitely face to face with people. My wife's from Texas. And
I made a T-shirt about it.
Yeah,
but
now I know you people from Texas are going to be upset, but she's the typical Texas is the best, Texas is the freest.
I can
and all
fly
this.
My flag really high.
Yeah, and she comes here to Missouri and she's like, wow, I thought Texas was really all about freedom, but Missouri's really all about freedom.
Yeah, do you remember when we went to that first store and the 2 things they were selling together that would never ever happen?
Oh, was it guns and alcohol?
Liquor.
Yeah,
like
guns and alcohol.
Yeah, I was like, y'all can do that here? He's like,
we went to a gun shop that also was a liquor store.
Don't stand out. You're not very gray, like, man. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is surprising to me.
It's Missouri. But anyways, so that's that.
See, you've got these people.
I know.
And I know
we're not knocking Texas.
We love Texas. We love the fighting spirit in Texas. That's true.
The sad thing is that Texas, as you all know, my personal feeling is that the far left's goal is that if they can take down Texas, they figure they can take down any state.
It's demoralizing, too.
And they know that it will very much damage that spirit, that freedom, spirit of liberty and stuff in the United States, that if they can, flip Texas to being a liberal state, quote unquote, at least by votes and stuff, that it will, demoralize the rest of the patriots in the United States. So that's why I think that there's such a huge attack.
This is funny to me.
What? My kind of convenience store. Yeah, ATF all-in-one. That's right. Speaking of the ATF, and
what a perfect caveat.
Exactly. It's funny because that was something I wanted to mention, and this is coming from intel that I can't 100% confirm. Although, if I took the time here, I could probably find something that
when
does.
When you say things like that, are you trying to be cryptic?
No, I want to be clear that there are some things that I find that are pretty solid, that's probably very accurate, and then there's other things that are intel that I can't,
so you just 100%. Want people to know, like this has been like
right.
I have sources,
right.
and then there's other stuff that's like this has been reported, and I've seen reports, but I don't have sources. I can't cite any sources. I'm a source girl.
And here's the thing: what I tell people, because I'll have people ask, well, can you provide a link, or can you? Here's the thing: anymore, and I don't. Some of you may disagree with me, and that's okay. But anymore, I think I would almost trust a individual source emailing me than a news report, because the news reports are certainly not very accurate. Okay, hold on a second. I'm trying to get something brought up so I can split the screen again. All right. This is what I was wanting to bring up. Some of you have seen this.
We know her. That's our seed bank lady.
Oh,
Serenity
yes.
Asylum.
Yes, Serenity Asylum Acres. Yes.
She's our hero.
Yeah, she's our very, very good friend. So this is what I wanted to talk about.
Our seed bank hero, right?
Yes. Yes, we do. We have a seed bank for our local group.
All like she's working so hard. It's hard.
Yeah, she does the seed bank, organizes them. So there's, she gives seeds out. People can donate seeds, but she also sprouts a lot of the seeds, and you can get like
to test them,
sprouted.
to make sure that we're not giving
right.
people duds.
Right, and then she brings a lot of those the sprouted plants to the meeting, and people can have them.
That's part of our thing. Like you have to bring some back. That's like you can take, but the condition that we it's an honor system, but we just would like you to bring your seeds back.
Right. So this is from Zero Hedge. And it's about the ATF attempting to confiscate solvent trap components. And some of you know what this is. This is where you can buy things online that you could technically make your gun not be very loud. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go too much into that because of censorship. But anyways, I've had it on pretty solid intel. From someone that works within a particular state government, that the ATF has been very rampant in the last week or so of raids and knocking on people's doors and making arrests.
Your buddies.
Hey, NWA Prepper is in the house. Hey, buddy. That's my other brother from another mother. He's
with
also
the
Travis.
Name.
Same name. He's Travis also.
So your mothers must not have been that different.
I guess not. But anyways, the ATF, it's interesting. I mean, there's certainly some conspiracy stuff that we could talk about, but it's interesting that apparently this started happening, and this is all a rule change that the ATF is doing. That they're very famous and well known for just. Someone says too much skinny jeans in Austin. That's
not the only thing.
That's for sure.
Okay, can I say?
Sure.
Can I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was born there, and I remember as a girl going to like Barton Springs, and it was God's country. That's what we said. It was beautiful. It was so pretty, and I've just watched it change so much over the last few decades. But yeah, too many skinny jeans.
Yeah. So anyways, the ATF has made another rule change on these solvent trap components, and they are cracking down. They've also done the same thing, or they're doing or attempting to do the same thing on pistol braces for AR-15 pistols. This all comes, interestingly, at almost the same day. Like within just a few days separated from Joe Biden a few days back announcing again, very aggressively announcing that his goal is to, absolutely ban AR-15 assault weapons, absolutely ban them. So that's something that a lot of people keep saying, this whole great reset, the only reason why it's never going to happen in the United States is because we've got, bang bang sticks. Well, they're doing everything they can to take them away or to make it criminal to have them. And I don't know how to say this, but the things that's happened over the last.
Say it lightly.
I try to choose my words correctly
and carefully.
And carefully, but
you're good at that.
I It's not that I've lost faith in this nation or the people or our founding documents. I have long since lost faith in our government, regardless of political party, to actually abide by the Constitution. The things that we've seen over the last couple of years, whether it's been voting or the, health crisis or whatever, that was absolutely, completely unconstitutional. And most likely, they're going to just continue to get away with it.
But it's not just that, right? It's like we were talking about this the other night. It's very 1984. It's the opposite of what they're saying.
Yeah.
Without going into detail.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
So it's more than just that they won't uphold it. It's that they're saying they
right.
will uphold.
Yeah, it's just like the speech that a couple of nights ago. Was it Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night.
You say Satan's
I said
pulpit?
It looked like he was preaching from Satan's pulpit. The things that he was saying was the exact opposite of the truth. And we've seen this kind of stuff probably most of our lives, but it's become so blatant now, like in your face. You can't deny it. I don't know how any sane person, regardless of, you could be the most liberal, whatever, and maybe you like what he's saying, but there's no way in my mind you could say that that's being honest. I don't know. And I guess it's probably because the vast majority of Americans,
but that's
they don't
how it's
even
been
know the
for the last 2
Constitution.
years, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's been that way for longer. But
well, I just mean, it's
but yeah, this
very prevalent
administration
and obvious. I guess overt.
I agree.
Can I address somebody?
You go right ahead, babe.
Okay, so Making Do says that I tried to garden this year, but the heat got it. So I'll try again next year. But I just wanted you to take a minute to encourage people who maybe this was their first year gardening, or they haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
And this was a rough year to start learning.
If this was your first year gardening, and it didn't go very well, do not be discouraged.
You're not alone. I think the
you're not
biggest
alone
thing.
because
You're definitely not.
myself, our friend that we were just talking about that runs the seed bank, she's what I would easily consider a very master level gardener, and she struggled even this year. I did want to comment, a Missouri Freedom Initiative is in the house. We were just talking about you just a little bit ago.
We were just listening to you.
We were that he was doing a live stream, and so we watched
heard
that.
Him make a call.
Yeah, he called the local state senator.
And he wanted to know, why weren't you in there working?
That's right.
I remember.
And encouraged me, and I, because of his live stream, I sat there and I emailed my governor. So I did that. But Missouri Freedom Initiative is in the House, and Patrick does an immense amount of work in this state. The Missouri is...
But educating, too.
Yeah, educating, too. Yeah, he comes to every meeting, and every meeting he talks a little bit, just talks about different things, and he's a very brilliant man.
And it can be overwhelming because when you know how the systems work, you don't feel like you're going to get any traction.
Mm-hmm.
Or that things will go your way. But I promise you, they did not want that one to go through.
Yeah, he got the Second Amendment Preservation Act, or SAPA. He was one of the people that really worked a lot behind the scenes to get that going.
It's just an extra layer, even if it won't all protect everything or all of it.
But it's way better.
It's a buffer.
Yeah, it's way better than any other state. We're the only state that has one that has teeth to it. That means it has penalties for violating it. So thank you, Pat, for doing that. All right,
I'm looking for questions.
Oh, she's looking for questions. All right, so she's better at that than me, so I will let her do that.
Gaslighting 3.0, Travis.
Gaslighting.
That's talking about what you were just saying.
Yes. Something that has happened over the summer in Texas, and I'm seeing reports that it's going to be happening more nationwide. If you have one of those smart thermostats in your home over the summer in certain parts of Texas, because of the high energy use, they're able to come in and control those smart thermostats and change your temperature of your home. And I'm seeing reports that other states are going to start doing that. So there's a very likelihood come this winter, with increasing fuel costs and shortages, that if you have a smart thermostat in your home, I personally would encourage you to get rid of it and go back to something old-fashioned. And we've also, I saw something, I don't know if I have it readily available to show on the screen. but probably not. I'm trying to get my little mousey to work, but no, I don't. Maybe I do. Anyways, that the
so this person, are you about to?
I was going to say that for those of you that didn't know, Russia has cut off. Russia has that pipeline that's been supplying fuel to Europe, and of course they've been, back and forth on whether it works or not. And so I wanted to show you this. Yes, they've officially indefinitely shut down the gas flow to Europe. Russia has, which is not a big shock. I don't know why everyone is shocked at that, but anyways, it's going to affect us. I mean, these are things that we talk about on the channel on a regular basis. This kind of stuff is going to affect us. We can't maybe we should. I'm very much, I think that we should kind of be a little bit more protectionist when it comes to our nation, a lot more. But the reality is that we're not. The reality is that we're already really part of a global community and global economy. And if Europe crashes and falls first, it's just going to bring us down with them. And this is something that we have to continue to prepare for.
Isn't this part of the plan?
Oh, yeah, it is. It is. It's part of the plan. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so somebody mentioned that TPH network could serve as a mechanism for ham operators to connect across states. And I think that's a great idea because maybe you could talk about it a little bit. I don't know how often you talk about TPH, but
I don't. Not often enough.
It could serve as we can make groups for specific things. We have, I think, a gardening group. And
let me bring it up here. So this is what she's talking about. If you're not familiar with it, we have created our own website that is a social media network. Okay. This works and functions very similar to like Facebook, and you can go to tphnetwork.com. You can sign up to be a member of it. It's free. You can see there's 6,800 members here so far, and it is a free speech platform. And there's no charge to be on it. We don't advertise. There's places if you want to donate to help fund it, you're welcome to, but you certainly are not expected to in any way, shape, or form. So it's tphnetwork.com, and you can go over there, and there's active groups. I wanted to show, sorry, on this. There's an events page, and so if you have like an event in your area, you can leave it here. As you can see, there's events, prepper groups and stuff in other countries that post their events on our events page on TPH Network. So that's a totally free service that you can get on and chat with other people, and there's subgroups just like Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. Well, somebody else did.
Oh, well,
I'm just
someone
reading
else did.
it.
Yeah, all right. Any other questions?
I'll take questions.
Sure, yeah, you can take questions.
So we've had a couple of comments about wanting to hear from me.
Oh, well, you can say whatever you want.
So, I don't know. Like, I think it's weird that anybody might want to know what I think, but I'm happy to answer questions. But also, I'm happy to ask him questions for you. Are y'all fixing to process soon? Do y'all do your own hides?
We are getting to ready. We've got a couple of goats that we will be.
I am so.
Yeah.
Even our
They're not
9-year-old
mean. They're just
like,
super ornery.
Can we eat them? They're food. They have names.
Food. Yeah.
And they started off as pets.
Yeah. Well, that was the intention when getting them. But.
Yeah, but I just think that I don't want them to be out there anymore. I'm ready for some goat jerky.
Mm-hmm. And so those are going to be butchered, and then later on, probably late winter, we have lambs that we'll be butchering. And I haven't in the last few years, but I have, processed my own hides, tanning, and then we've actually talked about that this year, that I'll probably save the hides and make some leather and stuff out of them, because I do know how to do that and have done that in the past.
So, Can you do a video? I don't know if she's talking to me or you or maybe both of us. Can you do? Sorry, I hit the mic.
Sorry.
That might have
We're not
sounded loud
professional.
for y'all.
It's okay.
So,
They're not paying that much to watch us, so
can
it's
you do
okay.
a video on making tinctures and salves? And that's something that we would have to do on Rumble. Maybe you could explain why you don't do more of those.
Right. I get a lot of people asking about the herbal stuff, and
trust me, it's not for lack of one.
yeah, I love doing it. I'm a urban geek, and I love that kind of stuff. But every time I put one up on YouTube, I either get some kind of slap on the wrist, or they completely demonetize it, or they completely delete it. They don't like it. I don't know why. I've put legal disclaimers up. I'm very careful not to use words like treat and prescription
other people
and
posting
heal
them.
and things. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm doing too many bad things.
But
I've checked off too many check marks when I do that. I don't know.
Like you do several videos a day, and then you have to work around the farm.
Yeah.
And then sometimes your wife needs you.
Once in a while.
And so it has to be like planned, and we have to do like an addition. And then there's a lot of editing. And sometimes those videos, like the last one we did, was really long.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it takes a little bit longer.
It took a long time.
And tinctures and herbs, I think, is
a
longer video.
Yeah, there's more planning to that. You know, the videos that I do where I just usually talk don't take as much plan. Someone asked if our potatoes did any good this year. They did okay.
They didn't do as well as they did last year.
No, they didn't. But, I mean, we did have potatoes. They just weren't amazing. So... But yes, one of the reasons
our beans didn't do as well as last year.
Yeah, the beans and the cucumbers didn't do all that good.
But our
I don't know why.
tomatoes did really well.
Oh, sorry, folks.
We're not professional.
We're not professional. See, I'm sure that hurt your ears, and I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Anyways, I don't even remember what I was saying. The whole reason why we've got the mics here and why we've been working on this setup is so that my wife and I can do some long format videos talking about
and I'm excited.
health.
Tell them what I'm excited about. You don't remember?
I don't remember what
the real reason.
Oh, podcasting. Yeah, we're wanting to do some podcasting.
Because then I don't have to be in front of a camera, and it seems more organic and natural for me.
So it'll be the same things that I talk about on the channel already. Prepping, homesteading,
maybe
all that kind of stuff. Probably a little bit more edgy, I guess, because it's not going to be up on YouTube.
So like herbs and the things
and then also the natural stuff. Yeah, a lot of things. There's places that I can put it that are a little bit more free speech than YouTube. And so we're working on doing that. So that's part of the reason why we have the microphones, and we're working on this little setup here.
So Debbie wants to know, do you think that sat phones are worth the price? Is that controversial?
No.
You gonna upset anybody?
No. I don't. Probably yes. I think they're. No, I don't think they're worth the price, I think is what I would say. Yeah, they have a purpose, but for me, the only real purpose I see for them, well, I don't even know. This wouldn't even be a reason. The only reason I could see is that, like a CME or an EMP or something, and sat phones aren't going to work there either, most likely, unless it's a hardened one, and the average sat phone is not hardened, so a satellite phone. I don't know that they're really worth it. I mean, if you're wanting communication,
what do you recommend?
For the best form of communication is radio, ham radios. I don't have any. I should have had some set in here that I could, people like show and tell kind of stuff. But ham radios. And someone said we want some goji berry cuttings. Absolutely.
Bring them.
Goji berries are amazing.
They're good for you.
I would love them. I think ham radio is great, especially for medium to long distance communication. Even with just a mobile, like my 50-watt mobile radio for UHF and VHF. And I don't even have my good antenna up. I'm working on putting a tower up with my good antenna. Right now, it's just a, $40, $50 antenna. And I can communicate with people, up to 90, maybe up to 100 miles.
No, I just want to make sure you have
Oh, yeah, that's my water.
I'm just taking care of you.
And handheld stuff, GMRS, that's something that I think GMRS is probably the best choice for like mag groups, small, tribe groups, because you can use it now and not have to
get. Tell them thank you. They asked if we wanted goji berries.
Yes, thank you very much for the goji berries cuttings.
No, that's the same person.
Oh yes, that was the author, and I'm sorry I can't remember your name. Was it Ron? Ron something? I'm sorry. I'm really bad at names. Sometimes I can't remember my own children's names.
Make you lose your train of thought.
No, that's all right. So for communications, and I've talked about this in other videos. I can always do another video. To use ham legally right now, it requires a license that you have to go and take a test. You can do it online. You can take the test online, and it's not an impossible test to take. It's not, but you do need to study for it. It's a very technical, a lot of math and technical stuff, and so you need to study for that to acquire that license. Now, once you get that license, even the technician, because there's 3 levels, even on the lower end, the technician level, it allows you to communicate on a lot of different frequencies with that license, but a lot of people don't want to go and get the license because there's the studying part, and they're afraid that they're not really good at math or science and stuff, and they won't be able to pass the test.
Is that a dangle? Is it GMSR or GSMR?
GMRS.
Sorry.
Is it dangle?
Is that a dangle, or do you know what a dangle is?
I don't know what they're talking about.
What's a dangle?
GMRS, you can get the license without a test. You can, and the license now is $35. That lasts 10 years. That GMRS license covers your entire family, even not just your spouse and your kids, but it covers your grandparents, your children that live outside the home, everyone. It covers them all. Someone says Black Scout Survival says that the feds can search your place when you have a ham license. By a technicality, yes, but if you look at how many people that has happened to, the only ones, it's because they're doing things that are outside of their license. They're doing illegal things. With GMRS, that's not the case. And with GMRS, I'm not advocating or saying you should use them without a license, but according to the FCC's website, they have never fined or prosecuted anyone for using GMRS without a license. And with GMRS, with the right radio, because you can broadcast up to 50 watts, with the right antenna, you can easily reach 50 miles or more, depending on the terrain and all that kind of stuff.
And somebody said that you can make your own antenna, and that's what you intend to do.
Yeah. I have one that I've made. It's not readily available, or I would pull it out and show you. But I've made my own antennas, and I've purchased ones that other people have made. Usually, when I purchase one that other people have made, because I want to see their design, I'm like, oh, that's how he did it, But GMRS is, now it says here, someone said a ham license, give out your home address, just for FYI. Now that's true. When you get an FCC license, your information on the license is public. Now what I do, and what a lot of hams do because they feel it's worth it, is get a cheap, which I do for this channel anyways, post office box, and it doesn't have to be your home address. It doesn't have to be like the physical address of your house. It is a good way for people. I call it the gateway drug into ham radio, and there's so many cheap GMRS radios out there, and when I say cheap, I mean low cost, not cheap as in junk. And there are some junk ones out there, but like the one that we have in our vehicle, in our truck, it's a 25 watt GMRS radio, and I paid less than $100 for it brand new, and it works great. So GMRS is public info also, but again, I use my P.O. box for my address, so that's all they get is my P.O. box. So those are good ways to communicate. If you get a general license, which is the second level for ham radio, there's 3 levels. With a general license, you're able to broadcast on frequencies that if you have the right equipment and antenna and know what you're doing, you can pretty much broadcast all over the world and communicate all over the world. And all of those things, if you're worried about EMP, CME type stuff, you can put them in Faraday cages and boxes or whatever and have them stored away or backups stored away and pull them out after that. And as long as you have some kind of power source or solar power source, you can use them. I hope that was that's the long answer, I guess.
So this is something I think I could probably answer. New to your channel, do you have videos on cooking recipes and preparing foods on the homestead? And actually, no, we don't.
No.
I'm not on a lot of the videos. Somebody new to the channel might not know that, but I'm only just now spreading my wings. Like I just, he encourages me, and I have friends that encourage me to get on, but I'm a little, I don't know, shy. I don't know if shy is the right word, because I'm really not a shy person.
Not really in person too much, but
yeah, but
on here you are.
I have camera issues. And so I get nervous, and I'm just kind of warming up to it. But we've talked about doing those kinds of videos eventually. Mm-hmm. And then somebody else said, I would love to see more herbal information, TPH network, maybe. Mm-hmm. And it's possible that you could be seeing classes or videos there sometime in the future also.
Right.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
And then
anything else? We're probably only going to be on here for maybe another 10 minutes. Just to let you know. If you have a someone says Wuhan. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that radio. WOUXON makes a good GMRS radio, and that is correct. I am working on.
Everybody's talking about the Baofeng.
The Baofengs.
I mean, there's several comments. Not
everybody. They're not awful radios. Okay, they get a really bad rap from like the old hams and stuff that have the higher end quality. Yes, they don't sound the best, radio to radio. There's some interference and there's all that. I get that. I've been a ham operator for almost 20 years. But for the price, you're not going to get a better radio. Yeah, I'm shaking the table here. You can get one. Right now, if you want to go to Amazon, you can get them for $39. That includes the push-to-talk mic, the headset, 2 batteries, a charger. And it's a 4 to 5 watt radio, and you can broadcast on a lot of frequencies on that and pick up a lot of frequencies. There are others if you don't want that cheap of a radio. I have several that are my throwaway radios, meaning that if stuff hits the fan and maybe our mag comes here or our friends or whatever, and they need a radio and they don't have them, here's a radio. And if it gets lost, it gets tore up, it's not a big deal. And I think that they're great for beginners. And
thank you, Vicky. I'm just saying thank you as I read it.
And thank you, Boomer21. America will be going cashless in 2023, which means it'll happen in Canada.
We're hoping to have a couple of videos on that.
Right.
Or you are. I mean, I'm
yes,
not going to be on
I am working, and I had hoped to have that video out this past week. But number one, I was really busy this week. And number two, I've been talking with someone, and this is something I have to be careful here on YouTube. YouTube is really cracking down on this, talking about digital stuff, the DD, the digital, it's like this, but it's digital, not Bitcoin. From the Fed. They're cracking down on that. They're removing content, suspending accounts and everything. But so this will be something that I'll probably post on Rumble. But I have become pretty good friends with someone that sits on the board of the only bank in America that's not part of the Federal Reserve System.
But I think that's where you should stop.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there. And
continue.
So we've been talking. I'm going to try to get him on here. I don't know if he'll be here in person or if it'll be through the internet or whatever. But he's extremely knowledgeable, has some really great ideas and how it will help us through all that, and has kept up to date on that way more than I. So that's why I've held off on that, because I want to make sure I give out really amazing information that'll help
we as
people.
A couple always want to give good information.
Yeah.
And if it's not, we're happy to admit it. Like we just
I mean, I can give you my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I
that
don't know.
may not always be the best thing for you.
And it needs to be from, an educated point of view, right? Like you want to make sure you know enough.
So that's something that we're working on.
Somebody's asking, Travis, how do you harden your solar setup against CMEs?
Well, the easiest way to do it is to not have it set up. And that has been our focus. And here's the reason. When we moved to this place, it was just property. It was used for hunting property. So there was no home here. There was a barn, and there was electricity. And
our adult children had so much fun. They loved that.
It was very rough. Very rough.
It was hard.
The fields were overgrown and everything. But anyways, the point is that we had electricity here, and we chose to hook up to the grid because electricity around here is actually still pretty cheap. We don't pay too much for our electricity. Because number one, we live in a tiny house. Our house is less than 600 square foot, and we don't, we hang our clothes out, and we, there's a lot of things that we do to cut back. So our focus, and this may not work for everyone, is that the solar stuff that we get, we're putting that away. And I know how to hook it up. I've hooked up and built solar systems before with other people, so I know how to do it. And so our goal is to have the stuff and have it stored in a way that it's secure in case that happens, and then we can pull it out.
Or you could have two systems, like one.
Right, we do have some small components, like all my ham radios, like the base radios. All my ham radios run off of solar. They're not tied into the grid,
which we talked about. But it's like, do you want to spend your money on that or on
but
something else?
We do have solar components and that's part of our plan, is to have some of them put away in a safe way, so that if there was a CME or EMP, that they're protected. If you're actively using your solar system, I mean, there's.
Somebody's not criticizing. Maybe not. What? 600 square feet. How many people?
600 square feet.
Well, we have other.
Well, there's the two of us, and we have 3 children.
But it's set up, and we also have an RV on the It's not. I just wanted to make it clear that we have. We have a barn. We have a pole barn. A room and
yeah. So a lot of our stuff isn't in the house. Like the stuff that's in the house is what we need on a daily basis. I mean, for those of you that live in a tiny home or something, and we do this by choice. Okay, it's not because we've chosen to do this. You know what it's like. I mean, we have an RV that we don't live in. But I'm working on remodeling that, and that'll be a place that my mom can stay, because she stays with us part of the year and then stays with my sister the other part of the year.
And then we have guests.
And then we have guests occasionally, so that's like a guest house is this RV, and it is hooked up to water and all that kind of stuff. And then we have a pole barn, and the pole barn it's a pole barn, it has some of our storage, some of our personal items and stuff. And then where we're setting right now is another building, and this is our office and studio, and some of our preps and stuff are in here. So anyways, that's how we do, and it's tiny. Yeah,
it sounds like extremely small, but we have a kitchen space.
Yeah, we have a kitchen. We have a bathroom. We have our own bedroom.
There's a second story.
Yeah, there's lofts for the children.
It's hard to believe, but there is a second story,
and we've had family over and stuff.
Lived minimally or seen the tiny houses, there's a way to utilize space a little better.
I think you have to understand that and think about how modern homes today are very, very wasteful in their space. And if you go back into the olden days, it was not uncommon for large families to live in homes that maybe didn't even have 1,000 square foot, or just at that, or slightly more. There were people with 10 kids that were living in spaces that had 1,000 to 1,200 square foot. So it's much more efficient.
An EMP doesn't make sense if they're wanting digital.
EMP, someone asked if an EMP would take out ham radio repeaters. Most likely, yes. But you could still use your radio simplex, which is radio to radio. But if the repeaters, which I don't know of too many that are, if they're not hardened, yeah, they're probably going to get taken out. Few more questions, and then we'll probably wrap this up. Okay.
Hang on, yes. This is something I'm super passionate about, and I'm excited that somebody mentioned
go ahead.
it.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Bring back the American multi-generational family. And I could sit on this soapbox, Travis could tell you. I could sit on this soapbox, I don't know, for hours probably. But I totally agree. I think that, we need to bring our parents back to help raise the children because there's a lot of wisdom there. And let's be honest, your mom has experienced things that you and I haven't ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot more years there. I mean, that's she's earned that. Like she's earned that privilege of having the wisdom because she's lived through it. She's worked hard. And I couldn't agree more with that. I couldn't. I think that we throw our elderly away too quickly and we don't value their input, and I think it's a shame and it's a crime and it's probably a sin. It is a sin. Yeah. It's just I think that it's so valuable. Rubies, right? Like and the silver hair is like a crown of glory because of wisdom. And I think that there's a lot that could be gleaned, and I think our children are so blessed because of their grandparents.
Right. And we're like, our modern society is one of the few societies throughout history that have tossed away elderly and grandparents and stuff, and it's wrong. They our local meetings, I have seen prepper groups and mag groups say, I've seen them put stipulations that you have to be a certain age or able-bodied or whatever to be part of their group. That's not with us. We have young and old at our meetings, and some of the ones that are elderly, there's some that can't physically do a whole lot anymore, but they contribute so much with their wisdom and experience that, in my opinion, is almost more valuable than the physical contributions of the younger ones. So, yeah, we believe in that a lot.
What were you say?
The dangle thing, my mind wasn't working. I've only done it a few times, and that's where you connect your computer with your ham radio, and you're able to send like data packets and stuff through ham. And I'm not set up to do that now. I've done that, but it was a long time ago. I used to have a lot of ham stuff. I had a pretty good Radio Shack going on, and several years ago, I was in the process of moving. And I moved all my ham stuff with a bunch of other things into a storage unit, one of them those monthly rental things, and it was broken into, and all of that was stolen. So I went a few years without really any ham radios, and I'm still in the process of kind of, building back to that. And so, yeah, I don't have that. I'm not set up to do that. But you can. You can definitely send data packets and like email, text type messages through ham radio if you connect it through your laptop and have that set up.
So somebody said that it was the opposite for her. Her mother didn't want to help her. And that happens too. This is our parents.
Shalom, Texas T. Thank you.
Our parents' generation, was TVs and like my mom, I think, remembers the good times, and I think it's a huge change, and so it's understandable. And unfortunately, I don't think it's been normalized to have your parents living with you, and that's our desire. Though I want to be available to to help wherever I can because we see sort of what's coming. I'm getting nervous here.
That's all right.
Step in.
Yeah, and my mother, for those of you that's seen her on here or that have met her in person at our meetings.
We're gonna have to get my mom on here when she comes.
Yes. My mother grew up very, very old-fashioned, even for her age. It's not because of her age. I mean, she grew up
She didn't grow up during the Great Depression.
No, but my mother, my mother grew up in the 50s and 60s, know.
The boomers.
Yeah, yes. But my mother, if you hear her stories, you would think she grew up like at the turn of the century, 19 teens, maybe 1920s. Very, very old-fashioned. So she can tell not just stories, but how to do things in a very, very old way, even more so than like her generation. So I think that's a lot of valuable information.
So this person says that the Bible warns us that family can become foe. And we are well aware of that. But we also know that it says to take care of widows and your family. Like a man that doesn't care for his own family is worse than a non-believer, I think, is what the scripture.
Like that.
I can't remember
the exact, but yeah.
So, weights and measures, we do our best. I think everybody does. We don't want to be not taking care of Eva.
Yes. Rock Out Blackout says, controversial question. Did the boomers experience peak Americana, and did they let it fall away? I kind of think so.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, we can.
I know it can be controversial. Like, I don't want to.
I'm not poo-pooing on the boomers per se, but yeah, I think that they grew up in a pretty prosperous and good time for the most part,
where there was leisure and enjoyment.
Yep.
And
the too much comfort too quickly, I think, caused them to just, when things started getting crazy towards the end of their generation, I think they.
But I don't know if I would call that peak Americana, because I kind of just think about like before the World War, when the women were off working, and
that's true. Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me that's
when traditional family really, really existed. Well, let's scroll through and see if there's anything really, really that jumps out at us, and then we're probably going to call this a wrap. Peak Americana was before the Federal Reserve. Amen to that. Before the Federal Reserve and the Unconstitutional Income Tax Act. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that.
We can't blame the boomers for everything, though, because I think
that's
our
true.
generation created, like, our generation, we were like the latchkey kids and stuff, and we wanted our children to have better. And I do think that we are, not me maybe, or you, but there's some things there that could be discussed.
Do the older generation currently help with hold on, it's moving too fast and I missed it. Someone's asked something about, does the older generation help with your children and homeschooling? Yes, and my mother does help, because I was homeschooled and my sister was homeschooled. So my mother,
when she's here, she works with the children. I think that's a really good way to build bonds.
So she knows how to.
But Travis was homeschooled before homeschooling was cool.
Yeah,
We made a song about that. You remember?
Yes, let's not sing that again. But yes, she does. She helps with the, a lot of times when I need more physical help, my mom can kind of take care of the kids, corral the kids, whatever, and then we can go do things. And it also gives us a little break too. We're able to run to the store by ourselves. Actually have a date now and then.
I have this is really funny. This person says, how do you withstand the humidity and heat? And I can't help it. I have to. Okay, so
go ahead.
I'm from Houston, Texas, and the only place I think I've ever been worse is Louisiana, like Lafayette and New Orleans, where the mosquitoes are as big as birds, and it's like 90 or 100 degrees at night, and you feel like your lungs are going to implode just when you walk outside, and like the heat is radiating off bricks and the ground. It's really bad. But Houston is like that somewhat too. And moving from there to here, I wanted to say, if you're moving from a non-humid area,
if you're moving from a dry area or cool area,
it could
it's
feel
a shock.
A little, I don't know, whatever. But for me, it's so mild compared to where I'm from. I'm like, gosh, it feels nice outside. I can wear jeans and a shirt, or not jeans, but like I wear leggings with a skirt and like a couple of layers of clothes, and it's not horrible usually, but this summer it felt very much like Texas. It was like no relief.
We didn't have
Because we have
but we didn't. The humidity wasn't too bad this year. That was the thing. It was a little bit because we had the drought, so it was a little dry.
Where it was like,
yeah, there was definitely some humid days, but there was several days that it was really hot, and the humidity wasn't too bad for around here.
And honestly,
I
think it was probably a little better in Houston this year because they didn't get a lot of rain, and a lot of my Texas friends struggled with their gardens this year, like even down close to the coast.
Yep.
So.
Someone asked, this may be our last question. Someone asked if for a new homesteader, what would be some advice for a new homesteader?
Just hold your breath.
It's going to be challenging.
Hang on.
It's a lot of work. You're going to make a lot. This is more than one advice. You're going to make lots of mistakes. Nothing is going to work out as you planned, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Do you remember when we first moved here and I ran over the block with the mower and I cried and you were like, babe, this happens. And I was like, but I don't want it to happen to us.
Yeah, we just moved here and she kind of tore up the mower and I was like, it's really not a big deal.
Just what happens.
It has to be repaired, but that's what happens.
And if you make plans, don't count on them.
Yeah, I mean, nothing usually goes as planned. You have a backup, be patient, be tolerant of that.
You kind of have to have grit.
Don't focus so much on being like all these homestead channels and stuff that you see that are perfect. And I'm not knocking any of them. What I'm saying is a lot of those, they've put a lot of time and been there for a while and maybe have experience to make their homestead look really pretty.
The resources
they may have the resources or help or whatever. And yours is like, my garden's got weeds up to my head and it's all right. Just
cut yourself
keep
some
doing
slack.
it. Yeah,
and
just
hold on, right? Like hold on.
Just keep pushing forward. Don't give up. It's hard sometimes, but just keep pushing forward. I don't know if there were any other comments.
Ginger.
And she's a sweet dear lady, and we love her to death. All right, let's see. Was there? I'm scrolling back. I thought I saw a question
on the future. Jobs and automation eliminating.
Oh man, that's a big question.
Maybe that's a whole video. Thanks for the idea.
What are your thoughts on the future of jobs and automation, eliminating as many as possible? Yeah, I think that's where they're wanting to go. I mean, someone says, Jose says he loves the morning walk videos. Thank you very much. I know this is a rabbit trail conspiracy, and we don't have enough time right now to go down it, but there's a lot of people that believe this, and there's some evidence to indicate that it's more than conspiracy, that or theoretical, that if they depopulate the planet, reduce the population, what are they going to do? Well, that's why they have all this automation and AI and robotics and stuff.
But I think that's a whole video, and I think it's a Rumble video, and I want to be weird.
It was like a really
it's
quick.
It's falling off.
Yeah, it's a really quick, throw it together thing.
But it's like a little bow kind of.
Yeah.
But thank you.
But yes, there's definitely an agenda to automate things and to
one last thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Winter this year, I think that it would be remiss of you to not mention anything about it. Like maybe you could do a whole video because the almanac says it's going to be rough.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a harsh winter. I think it is.
Be prepared for that.
We're buffering, they're telling us. So our satellite internet must be kind of wearing itself out. It's probably a good time to say good night.
Thank you, everybody.
If we're buffering. Thank you all for your comments, for your prayers, for your donations. We love it, and the suggestions. We love it, and we love you all. And I can't think of anything else to say other than folks, get your houses in order. Seriously, things are getting serious, and it's now or never. Prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually, folks. Thank you all for what you do, for your support, and it really means a lot to us. Yes, grand solar minimum and harsh winter coming, definitely.
Bingo. That's Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, something like that. Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.
I don't know how to turn this off.
Stop streaming.